Hi, and welcome back to Technology Review. I'm your host, Mac Jackson Jr. You could find me on Facebook, on Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. Remember, if you're going on YouTube, remember to like, share our videos that you see on YouTube. Definitely like and share and subscribe. Subscribe to our videos, and you'll see more upcoming videos. There will be stories I will be doing, and I'll be also doing a little bit of journalism out in the field and talking to people about cybersecurity and finding out what they know about it and telling you about it, folks. It's very important we get this message out and spread it so everyone understands that we all can participate in educating the public on cybersecurity awareness. In this segment, we call it the Business Spotlight. And I like to start this Business Spotlight by telling you a story that hit the news last month. It was in June. And it had to do with a marketing firm that I'm sure a lot of us have never heard of before. I did not know this marketing firm. It's called Exaktis, E-X-A-C-T-I-S, Exaktis. They're a marketing firm. And this marketing firm, folks, it's very alarming what they have done and what has happened, and I want to let you know about it. This marketing firm collects data on everybody, yes, everybody, in the U.S. and around the world as well. And they collect it from surveys that we may fill out, information on social media. They may call you and ask questions from giveaways and stuff, or product demonstrations or product sales to try to get information from you. They may also buy information from other sources that you've given information to. In other words, you give your information to one party and they sell it to a third party. Well, Exaktis is one of those third party companies. They have collected tons of information in a huge database they have. And guess what happened, folks? Yes, that information was not hacked. Worse. What's worse than hacking? Negligence. I've been to law school, folks, and one of the things they teach us is about negligence is when a company is negligent, it's almost worse than a criminal, because now you have a business that negligently left a database in a public internet area available to everyone. They left basically 340 million records on each individual in the U.S. that they've collected data on. An incredible amount of negligence. Now, they're calling a mass leak. That's a nice term, mass leak. Well, that's, and in my opinion, that's definitely negligent. Having this information exposed where anyone can go and grab this data. So what's in this database? Well, again, American citizens, how about voter information? What party are you affiliated with? Your age? How about your types of shampoo that you like, the type of clothing you wear, your sexual orientation, the type of ice cream you like to eat, how many times you've been to a coffee shop, you visit a hotel, what type of room preference you have, what's your dog's favorite name. All information that is, like my mother would say, none of their dang business, right? That's information that was collected, and that's information was available to be stolen. This mass data breach, they say it was accidentally left out on the public internet that have reached they call it epic status, affecting everything from health information, passwords, to information stored on different software applications they were collecting. They have stuff, let me give you this report here. They're saying that they have 93 million Mexican citizens voting registration, and that's really huge right now. 93 citizen Mexican information. Why would they want that data? Why would they store that data? Maybe it could be what's going on right now in the news. Over 2.2 million records of high-risk people suspected of crimes and terrorism. People on no-fly list. What? Is that crazy? Information just sitting in our database. Now, again, if you're not computer savvy and knew about it, well, you may not have seen this data, but someone that can grab this information and then in turn sell it. Remember, our motto in the show is information is the new currency. Information. So that database that has 340 million records in it, folks, that's worth millions and millions of dollars to hackers that could get a copy of that database and then turn around, take it into the darknet, and connect it and re-index it with other databases that other nefarious people have gathered and stolen, connect them, index them by their personal identifying information, and now they build a profile of individuals that they could then create other crimes in their name from. This is very, very, very serious. And there will be more on this, and there should be an investigation, and I can guarantee you that there will be attorney generals around the country going after this data. This is something that's very, very important, and we all should be concerned about it. The other one is back in May 25th of this year, 2018, GDPR, the General Data Protection Regulation out of the EU, was formulated and implemented here in the US. You may say, what is GDPR and how does it affect me? GDPR, again, is a law regulation, came out of the UN, that states that if an American business has a customer, an employee, or a supplier in their database, in their records, that the European customer, employee, or supplier can request to have that information removed and deleted from their servers. That means their private information can be removed. Now, that sounds good. You see, folks, another step towards protecting our privacy. This law right now is for European citizens, but eventually it will reach the U.S. as well, and we'll start implementing it for all of us. Speaking of that implementation for all of us, just recently here in the U.S., California, Governor Jerry Brown just signed a law into effect for a California version of GDPR, protecting customers' data, where individual businesses can be fined up to $7,500 for violating their law regarding customers' privacy. So you can see that if, well, as the saying goes, if California creates a new law, so goes the country. We will all be a part of that new law. So what does this mean to you? That means there will be stronger laws in effect that businesses have to tell you, ready for this? Have to tell you what they're going to do with your data, which is a great step. In other words, you give your information to a company and business, they have to tell you what they're going to do with this data. In effect, they'll have to tell you if they're going to sell it to someone else, are they going to use it for marketing, are they going to use it for analysis, statistics. All that information has to be exposed in a clear and simple, easy way. And again, folks, like I said, I've been to law school, so there's no more of this fine print writing, right? Businesses have to define for you logically what the data is going to be used for, and it has to be clear and understandable. And they have to have a simple way for you to say, you know, I don't like that, I want you to delete my data. And they have to be able to delete your data and then prove to you that they did it. So, like I said years ago, when people were saying, oh, our privacy's lost, we have no more privacy anymore, folks, we have a constitution here in the United States, and our privacy and our rights are still intact and in effect. It just takes people like you and I to go out and make sure that we vote. Remember, folks, we will remember in November, all right? Okay. Now, as far as businesses, I want to emphasize this, the effect on these new laws. The compliance information is logical and it isn't that difficult, but you should definitely do an inventory on what type of information that you store about your customers. In other words, if you're a restaurant, why would you need to have data on the pant size of one of your customers? That's irrelevant. It's not needed. So you need to be able to take an inventory of what information you collect on your customers and why do you need it. And if you have information about your customer, make sure that it is lawful information that is in part of your business and not used for other means. You may not know what these means are, but if you have data that's sitting there, you don't need it, you get rid of it. That's the most important thing. You shouldn't have data that does not relate to your business practice. And that's part of GDPR. You can find more information on GDPR as well by going to my website, macjacksonjr.com. I have a webinar that I've done internationally, as a matter of fact, on GDPR that's available for you to take a look at and learn more about it. Definitely do a Google search on GDPR and find out how it can affect you and your privacy of your business. I also want to say in the next few seconds here that we are here, Technology Review, we're launching we're launching the University of MJ Computer Concepts to launch an online training course, as I mentioned earlier, online training courses on cybersecurity awareness. These are courses you can take 24 hours a day, folks, 24/7, anytime you like. Go to my website, macjacksonjr.com, and sign up for the launch, and we'll send you an update of when this launch will happen. Folks, stay tuned for our next segment. We've got an action-packed with things you need to do to protect your computer or your desktop. We'll be right back after these messages.